Something in my throat. Pause. All right. Number one, what theory best explains the features of our solar system? To keep it simple, what the nuclear theory? I think that's how you say it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me just look it up real quick. No, I think it's the nebula. I think I put R at the end. I think it was a nebula. It has to be the nebula theory. Because I sure already had this down, but I have the information down. But I think it's the nebula theory. Yeah. It's the nebula theory. I think nebula. So my fault on that, because I should have put nebula instead of nebular. But the nebula theory, which holds that the solar system was formed from a gravitational collapse of gas. Now, what that is, the nebula theory is like pretty much a nebula is like a big star. It's like a, let me put in like better example. It was like a big rock. It's like a big ball of gas and like space matter and stuff. Ice, ice and like asteroids too, all together, clumped up together. It's still a star because it still has a core, a little bit, I think. But as any other star, a star eventually disperses pretty much. So pretty much a supernova. So, but this is not a supernova. Supernova. This one actually flattens. So what is it doing? Is like pretty much like it's collapsing and it's becoming a disk, and all the matter and gas that's like around it, it's spreading out to like areas, like around the area, but close, but like it's spreading out in like a formation, a certain formation. All the scraps are getting into a very good formation, pretty much. And the features, like, that's a feature, but the best way to explain a feature of our solar system is like the formation of the planets. How we all the planets have they orbit in their own type of pace. Like they don't all orbit on like the same pace, pretty much. Like all the planets, like I think back in the 60s, the planets used to be, this is the planet, this is the planet. They all used to be one. They all used to be lined up in a perfect direction. It happens once every something amount of years. Another feature is a solar eclipse. I'm not gonna lie. That's cool. That is cool. That happens once every, I'm not sure, like I think it was once every 100 or 200 years. I could be wrong. I really could be wrong. I'm not gonna lie. So hold on, let me see. Solar eclipse. Every 7 years. Yeah, I was wrong. For every 3 years. Nah. A total eclipse. Okay. A total eclipse happens every 100 years. I think that's the one that happened in 2017. Where, cause I was there. I was outside, so I had like them like solar them sunglasses. I don't know what it was, but like it was a solar eclipse, and like the sun, it was perfectly covered. So like the moon had came right in front of the sun and stuff. We all know what a solar eclipse is. I think that's what it is. A total solar eclipse. That's the one that happens every 100 years. I don't know about these other ones, to be honest. But yeah, that's another fact about our solar system that's really interesting. I'm not gonna lie. And another fact is that we have an asteroid belt. Yep, like we have a line that has the planets. So like we have the planets, then the gas planets. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I think it'll be a little bit different. It'll be with the orbit and like the gravitational pull for all the planets would be different if we didn't have an asteroid belt. I think the asteroid belt keeps it pretty balanced. Cause did you actually, another fact is that Jupiter actually pulls a lot of asteroids that should be coming to Earth. Like the gravitational pull of Jupiter, um, it pulls a lot of asteroids that are meant to come to Earth, but the gravitational pull pulls them to Jupiter. And since Jupiter's a gas giant, it really doesn't do nothing. It either probably goes through it or takes impact. So Jupiter pretty much tanks every attack in asteroids. So yeah. Asteroids are Jupiter level. Pretty sad, pretty sad. Me personally, I would not let that slide. Asteroids and comets are considered remnants from giant clouds of gas and dust. Now, the question is, what are asteroids and comets made of? Or what are they known? They're considered remnants from giant clouds, gas, and dust. Mostly gas. Because some asteroids, they have some like type of trail, because that's comets too, but some asteroids, they have some ice and gas. Most of them are made out of rock because it's an asteroid. But the comets and stuff, they are mostly made out of gas and dust and mostly ice. So yeah, my fault. I was doing something. But like I said, asteroids and comets are two different things because asteroids deal more damage. Comets are just ice, so like they get burnt because our what is it? Atmosphere, when they enter our atmosphere, they burn up pretty much because the core heats it up or something. And yeah, that's why they have that trail, because as they're traveling through, I think that's the ice. That's mostly the dust and the ice, pretty much. But yeah, when the solar system nebula collapsed, it became a disk. Oh yeah. Let me ask the question. Why did the solar nebula, like the nebula, what it created, like the solar nebula, why did it collapse? When the solar system nebula collapsed, my fault. The nebula collapsed and became a disk because of its hot and dense core, and it triggered nuclear fusion, which made it expand and flatten to a disk, pretty much. So it didn't technically explode. I say more like expanded. Like that's like what created our solar system is like pretty much what created the whole universe. The Big Bang Theory. It exploded, yes, but it expanded. So it didn't necessarily explode. Because we're still here. We still have Earth. Earth is on the ground. So it really didn't technically explode. It expanded more of a way. It more like expanded. So that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple when you know it. That's not that hard to get. Um yeah, moving on to the next question, the last one. What are two major types of planets? Let me read what I got here and see if I can put it in my own words, because these are my own words, but I'm gonna explain it more. So some planets formed within the frost line. I think the frost line, if I remember it, is like you have like Venus, no, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. That's the frost line. I think that's like, no, hold on. Cooler temperatures. I think the frost line is actually more outer back. That's more back, like all those other planets, Pluto and all those other planets. That's what the frost line is. That's why it's called the frost line, because Pluto's mostly relatively cold, very cold. Frost line where only metal and rock could condense. Terrestrial too. Some formed beyond the frost line where cooler temperatures allowed hydrogen compounds to condense into ice. So I don't think there's any ice. There is ice giants. I think Venus is an ice giant. No, not Venus. Neptune. Neptune is ice giant. Yeah, I think that Neptune is most definitely an ice giant. So it's heavy. It has hydrogen and helium. So there's the ice giants. Uranus and Neptune. So they're both ice giants. That's another example. So those are two types of major planets. So ice giants and Because I only had ice giants on here. I didn't get down the other types of planet. So, I'll quickly relook it. What are 2 types of planets? I'm so slow. So I did have terrestrial worlds, rocky. So pretty much rocky and ice giants. And gas giants. Those are 3, but I could have really just said gas giants and ice giants. That's pretty much it. That's all the questions. I'm not gonna lie. Now, what I'm gonna do